Let's welcome to the stage Cathy Donahoe, Vice President of Human Resources at Domo.
All right, we've got 5 minutes, so we got to go fast. So I believe mentoring matters, and it starts at the beginning of our life. Very early on, we have people that mentor us. And as I thought about this topic, that's what was top of mind for me. This is my grandmother. I'm going to get emotional, sorry. Her name is Vera Agnes Strom. That was before she got married, and that was here in Salt Lake City. She went to the University of Utah in the 19 teens. This was around 1920 when she graduated nursing school. And that was the first mentor for me. She was the example that I could do things that were hard, that women could have a place, that you went to college. How many women went to college in the early 1900s? And as I've reflected on this, why I am who I am and where I am is so much because of those mentors. I even had a grandfather who was a senior vice president in the advertising agency world, kind of madman almost, that would take me to work when I would go stay with them. A little 11-year-old girl that had to wear her church dress to go to work with him, but I sat in the boardroom with all the white-haired men, the little 11-year-old girl. But that exposure, that is part of what mentoring is and why I think it's so important. I was at SheTech last week, and I snapped this picture. Here's a dad and his daughter. Does that mentoring matter? That just touched my heart, that when we think about mentoring, where does it start? What are those experiences that shape us, who we are? And as I thought about it, it really is this multidimensional concept. It's work, it's family, it's our personal relationships that may be, church, school, all these other places that we get touched. And we are provided the opportunity to see what we can do, what we can how we can experience, and what we can become. McKinsey and leanin.org did a study. They've done it, I think, now 2-3 years in a row, and I was fortunate to get to go and attend kind of the inaugural unveiling of that in New York last year. And as it says on the screen there, one of the factors, it's hard for me to read it from here, so I'm going to turn around. One of the factors in women's lower rate of promotion is that they are less likely to receive advice from managers and senior leaders on how to advance. This kind of support is important. Employees who receive it are likely to say that they've been promoted in the last 2 years. So again, it's that mentoring experience at work that we all need to feel confident that we can succeed, that we can do hard things, that we can take on new challenges. It is multidimensional. It is about our whole person. We do bring the whole person to work every day. Whether we want to or not, we do. And I think that as employers, this is where we say, this is our part, that our employees bring the whole person to work every day. And how do we help support that and give those opportunities? And again, at the McKinsey study, here was a list that they gave of things that we can do. Make a compelling case for gender diversity. Invest more in employee training. Things like we actually had 4 of our female directors attend the afternoon session yesterday. And you know what? Those women were really excited to be here. And they really did feel like, Domo was investing in them and in their careers. Give managers the means to drive change. Give them the programs. Give them the opportunity to spend time on these kinds of activities. It doesn't take that much. I mean, we're a startup, so we're pretty lean, mean, fighting machine. So if we can do it, I know everyone can. Ensure that hiring, promotions, right, all those interactions with employees are fair and right. It starts with diverse hiring practices. You will not have a diverse workforce if you do not interview a diverse pool of candidates. And once you do that, then you have to have awareness in the workplace about what diversity brings, and then you have to have inclusive programs. It's those 3 things that work together. and give employees some flexibility. One of the things that we've done at Domo is how do we have our female employees who go out on maternity leave and come back, some of them that we can have been allowed them to reintroduce back into the workforce. And last, focus on accountability and results. And that's one of the things we're doing this year. We've actually created a diversity and inclusion metrics dashboard that we're establishing a baseline. And so that we can say, here's where we started and where do we want to go. So does mentoring matter? Absolutely. It matters for all of us. And it starts with a little girl watching her grandmother and having great mentors in the workplace. Thank you.